shift toward ethnically based to be need-based and becoming competitive and investor-friendly. So the move is toward high-income nation, sustainability, and inclusiveness. In theory, it is good, but in practical, we have yet to see much changes. Okay. When we look at the new economic model, if we are moving toward high-income country, we have to look at access to education, not only secondary or primary education, not only looking at literacy rate, but looking at skills, higher education, and so forth. So those are the things that we do. As I said, when we look at poverty rate by state in Malaysia, it's significantly reduced. For example, in 1970, we have about half living in poverty, half of the population, especially those, especially among the Malays. Yeah? This is based on ethnic, Bumiputra or Malay. Significant portion of Bumiputra are Malay, Chinese, Indian, and others. So the poverty rate is more than half for the Bumiputra, and then and for the Chinese it's only 26.0. So if we go across 1970, 84, and so on, and now recent statistic is 2012, the poverty rate is only 1.7%, and the number across the ethnic also significantly reduced. And this is for strata for urban and rural area. So it's also urban is lower than much lower than rural area, and also a recent statistic also showing that. So recent statistic also showed that it's only 1 and 3.4 respectively. This is by state. Okay, it's about the statistic. Okay, when you look at the statistic, you just see figures. Okay, you don't know where it is. Okay, so what we do now is that we felt that it's better to show this in graphic form. So we map this out. That's what we do when we look at spatial dimension of poverty. Instead of looking at this statistic, which economists produce it very well. So what we did is that we do this kind of map. This is from Malaysia. This is based on recent 2012 data. Percentage of population with income less than 1,000 per month. So this is just I just mapped for Peninsular Malaysia. Okay. For those who are not familiar, this area is Kuala Lumpur area. This is Putrajaya, Johor Bahru, and Penang here. My state, no, not my state. I live in Penang. Actually, I'm from this area, Perlis, the one bordering with the border with Thailand. Okay, this is those states with income more than 10,000 per month. So if you look at the percentage of population living with 10,000 per month, those are highly urbanized states have more portion. Like here in Selangor, Kuala Lumpur area, more than between 5 and 9 to 24% of the population. This one is a map Gini coefficient. As I said just now, when we put in spatial perspective where we produce it in the form of map, we have a better visualization of the problems. So what? Well, the statistic is there. So why I study this? Okay, the statistic published is usually at the scale which hides some information. What I do is that based on this statistic, it doesn't tell much. Okay, so the policy being implemented usually at the national level and implemented uniformly throughout the nation. So it failed to recognize some area or deprived area. So that's what we did. We tried to look at local level statistics. So what we do is that we get data from, this is for my research method student, that's why I put this slide in. We take the data from non-spatial data from Department of Statistics, Economic Planning Unit, and then we got spatial data, meaning data that have location and everything from Department of Town and Country Planning, and then collection of spatial data from various projects that we have conducted before, and also we did literature review, field observation, and we do GIS. Not going to go into technical of GIS, we do, in GIS they have some spatial statistics that allow us to look at area in terms of high accessibility, low accessibility, and so forth. Well, my study area is northern region of Peninsular Malaysia. These are some of the indicators that we try to map using GIS. Okay, for example, economic, headcount index, poverty gap. At the moment, we are trying to find the data that are relevant. I still haven't had all the data yet. Social, we have health and family planning, access to primary health care, for example, but we haven't got infant mortality rate yet. Education, at the moment, we managed to map higher education institutions, and then we try to see accessibility to higher education institutions. And then this part, also we haven't tried to do much, okay, but we are going to do it as the time goes. Okay, these are the areas that I mapped. Sorry. By the way, northern region cover Perlis, this is Kedah State, and Langkawi Island, the popular tourist spot if you have visited it. This is Penang, comprised of Penang Island and the Seberang Perai, and northern Perak. This is Perak State. Actually, northern region is just northern of Perak, but we also map the whole state. So those are the areas with population more than 3 million. Okay, Penang alone, a small state, have 1.2 million compared to Brunei 400,000 population. So if you say it's jam, traffic jam, it's nothing compared to Penang. Okay, that's how crowded we are. Okay, this is what we did is that we take the smallest statistic available, which is at sub-district level. Okay, and then we map up the location of all hospitals in the northern region.